Dear students, good morning. Today we are going to do the poem A Tiger in the Zoo, written by Leslie Norris. This poem highlights the life of tiger at two places, one in the cage and at another in the open space. So let us first of all read about the poet. The poet of this poem is George Leslie Norris, who was a prize winning Welsh poet, short story writer. He taught at academic institution in Britain and the United States, including Brigham Young University, Wikipedia. His period of existence in this world was 21st May 1921 to 6th April 2006. He was British by nationality, and his mother and father were George and Mary Jane Norris. He married to Catherine Morgan. Now let us have some introduction of the poem. The poem written by Leslie Norris explains the agony and helplessness of a caged tiger that lives in a zoo. The poet explains what life he leads in the cage and what could have been his life as a free animal. He tries to explain about the condition of animals that are caged by human beings for their own fun, and also shows the strong concern to give these animals their spaces to live their lives fully. The poem goes like this. He stalks in his vivid stripes the few steps of his cage, on pads of velvet quiet in his quiet rage. You can see the meanings of the difficult words. In this stanza, he says that tiger that is confined in the zoo moves around in the cage under his bright colored skin. He further says that the tiger can take only a few steps because the cage is small and it is not easy to move in it. One cannot hear his footsteps because they are very soft like velvet. The tiger tries to control his anger by quietly moving in the limited area of his cage. He is angry, but he cannot show his anger because he is not free. The devices used in this stanza are, first of all, let us see the rhyming scheme. The first and third line does not rhyme, so we are giving different names to them. And second and fourth line are rhyming like cage and rage, so the rhyming scheme will be A, B, C, B. In the very first line, the poet has used he for tiger. So personification has also been used by the poet to give the human qualities to the tiger. Third one is metaphor. Paws has been compared to the velvet because they don't make any noise. They are soft from the soul. Then there is enjambment. You might be seeing that the line number 1 continues to the line number 2 without the use of any punctuation. So that is called enjambment. Fourth one is imagery. When he says he stalks in his vivid stripes, the few steps of his cage, the mind has created a picture in itself about that tiger who stalks, who can be seen in the jungle or in the cage. So image has been created. So it is imagery. Consonance and assonance. These are two other devices used in this poem. Consonance stands for the repetition of the consonant sound in one line, which is used in the stalks, his, stripes, the use of S. That is S is a consonant, so it's a consonance. Assonance is the use of vowel sound, which is used in his vivid stripes. And the next one is oxymoron. Oxymoron is the use of two adjectives which are opposite to each other. And here he has used quiet and rage. Rage is a anger, quiet is a calmness. So these two are opposite to their meaning, but he means to say that the tiger could not show his anger in the cage because he is caged. So this is oxymoron. Second stanza goes like this. He should be lurking in shadow, sliding through the long grass, near the waterhole where plump deer pass. He again is personification. The tiger just goes into the shadow in the night for searching his prey, and he would be hiding himself behind the long grass or any water body, and could, so that he could easily catch up the deer in order to have it as his food. Basically, the poet wants to say that actual life of tiger is to live in jungle, to search for the prey, to get his prey, to hunt for it, and to have his life to the brim. But the tiger in the case cannot do so. Poetic devices of this stanza are the rhyming scheme again is ABCB. Enjambment, that means the line continues to the next line without the use of punctuation marks, and it continues from sliding through to deer pass. Alliteration is again a next literary device used in this poem, and that is the use of P sound, where plump pass. Both these words start with the P, and P has been also emphasized, so it is alliteration. Again, imagery is created by the words lurking in shadow. We create an image of a tiger in our mind by reading these words, how the tiger lurks in shadow, goes for his prey, etc. He should be snarling around houses at the jungle's edge, baring his white fangs, his claws, terrorizing the village. So, the difficult word snarling means warning sound made, baring uncovered, showing wide teeth, fangs, sharp tooth of animals. So, the poet says that if tiger would have been free, he would have snarled around the houses located at the outskirts of the forest. He would have terrorized the people living around that jungle or outskirts of the jungle. He would have shown his sharp teeth, canines, and claws to the people and made them feel frightened. This would have created fear among the people living in the village. The literary devices of this stanza are rhyming scheme. You have already understood that it is A, B, C, B in all the stanzas. Enjambment is the again used in this stanza also, where he says he should be snarling around houses at the jungle's edge. Here another literary device has been used is onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is a literary device that highlights the sound words, and here sound word used in this poem, in this stanza is snarling. Assonance and consonance, as already been told, assonance is the repetition of the vowel sound in the words like bearing, his, white teeth, the sound of I. And in the sound of O in should, round, houses. Consonance is the use of consonant sound in the words like his, fangs, his, claws. Stanza 4. But he is locked in the concrete cell, his strength behind bars, stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. Concrete, you might be knowing the building material, ignoring, not bothering, and length of his cage is limited space in the cage. Now, in the fourth stanza, the poet comes to the reality of the tiger that is inside the cage. He says the tiger is confined in a strong cell which is made up of strong building material, and as the tiger is behind the bars, so his ferociousness is also behind the bars. He just stalks in the cage only. He never tries to terrorize the visitors. He just is not bothered about the visitors. Because his movements and power, his might, his majesty is restricted by the cage. Therefore, he never tries to terrorize the visitor as he cannot attack them. Literary devices of this stanza are like rhyming scheme, ABCB, personification, and when the poet uses word he for the tiger, assonance in the words locked, concrete, cell, that is the sound E. The vowel sound E has been repeated. Consonants in the consonant sound in S, like his, strength, bars. Again, alliteration has been used where the words beginning with the same letter are coming together in one line. So they are behind bars. Stanza 5. He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars, and stares with his brilliant eyes at brilliant stars. Patrolling to guard, vigil. Stares, looks fixedly, brilliant, shining. And this stanza goes like this. The poet says that in the night the tiger hears the sound of the patrolling cars. Patrolling cars are the vehicles of police which are used to guard at night. So, in the night the tiger hears only the sound of patrolling cars in the cage, and he then stares at the shining stars because he longs for the freedom, but he is living in the cage. His bright eyes are just contacting the stars in the sky. Therefore, he stares at the stars in the night and tries to divert his thoughts towards them. Literary devices are same, that rhyming scheme is same, A, B, C, B, enjambment has been used in the line, and he stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. Alliteration is used in the words he hears, because he begins with the H and hears begins with the H, so it is alliteration. Assonance is the use of I sound in the words with his brilliant. So I hope this explanation about the poem is clear. Now the question would be soon followed. Till then, bye bye, take care.